World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
Hello and welcome once again to another fantastic Tuesday where we do what we do best. My name is Tyrone Glover and I'm the Dress Down CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery. Thank you so much for making the time. Please, I want everybody to get accustomed with using that hashtag, making the time, or make the time to join us on another fantastic, wonderful conversation that we're getting ready to have about your financial future. Leverage Your Score is all about helping you become financially stable, independent, secure in so many ways so that you can reap the benefits from all that is to come. 2025, folks, is your year. I'm telling you, if you do not know how to make money in 2025, that's on you, folks. We have experts, we have talented individuals, we have a plethora of knowledge on this space here alone. But just imagine all the other connective tissues that are out there to help you with making sure that you can do what you need to do. This is your year. Why is it your year? Because there's somebody getting ready to enter that White House that focuses primarily on their own agenda, but that doesn't stop the world from revolving. And if you know what to do, I'm telling you, you're going to do very, 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 very well for yourself. But to know what to do, you have to sit down with those of us who are experts in that area. I'm an expert in that credit space. I'm an authority in that credit space. I'm someone that people come to on a regular basis. Can you assist me with building, rebuilding, establishing, reestablishing positive, effective credit? Not only am I an expert in that area, but I've been honing in on a lot of other areas. One of the areas that I talk about very, very, very often is how to maximize new skills, learning new skills in a financial manner, investing, day trading. The things that we thought were untouchable for us are now within our reach and within our opportunities due to the technology that we have. So I'm telling you, no, I'm not telling you, I'm instructing you, I'm directing you down a pathway that would help you with establishing everything that you want, but you got to take it more serious than those of us who are presenting it to you. So I want to again welcome you to Leverage Your Score right here on Soul City Network, which is connected in so many different ways. And it's your responsibility now, folks. If you want what you want, then you got to get out of your own way, as I tell my students, as I tell the members of my team, as I tell passerbyers, as I tell my colleagues, as I tell as many people as I can. If you want what you want, get out of your own way, go get it, learn those new skills. And if you are unsure of how to, well, ladies and gentlemen, Leverage Your Score, Soul City Network, Access Wealth Nation, we're here to make sure that you have what you need. Bottom line. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the subject matter of today, which is we're going to be talking about helping you maximize that credit understanding, top strategies and tools for building credit effectively. Yes, I believe that if you manage your credit as you should, as an adult would, be responsible, be accountable to your actions, and hold those accountable, like the CFPB, like the FTC, like the three reporting credit agencies out there, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Hold these individuals accountable. Your success is only moments away. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an understanding of how we and how you should be navigating with some top strategies and tools for building effective credit. Empowering the working poor and the middle class. A commitment to transforming financial futures. I'm going to constantly keep saying that this is up to you. It is up to you. If you want these opportunities, make time. Please start using that hashtag, make time, because it'll keep you connected with all of the brilliant, the wonderful things that we're putting out there to help you navigate these. I'm not even going to say trying times. Are things more expensive? Absolutely. Are interest rates high? Absolutely. Is inflation on the rise? There's a possibility. Is unemployment on the rise? There is a possibility. There's a lot of things that are possible, but is it possible for you to find what you need when it comes to that financial literacy and that financial freedom? Yes, it is very much possible. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So as we maneuver, there's going to be some, and we're going to stop and pause. I'm going to share some great stuff with you as I'm moving through the slides. And for those of you who may want these slides, I do not have a problem with presenting them, giving them to you so that you can use them in your churches, use them in your schools, use them in your nonprofits, use them in your for-profits. I'm literally putting out information for all ethnic groups, all demographics, all you name it. If you are a breathing, blood flowing through your veins individual, you need these understandings. You need these understandings. 2025 is your year to make as much as you want, but you're going to need to know how to do that. All right. So secure, we're going to be talking about secured and unsecured products. They both build. You have to remember something. You need to be focusing on transactional methods that build. Cash and debit says, thank you very much. Please come again. But secured and unsecured credit products say, thank you very much. Please come again. And by the way, I'm going to report it to those three major credit reporting agencies. And I'm going to they're not going to make sure, but you need to make sure that's being reported properly and that that you're holding them accountable to making sure that if there are any errors or mishaps or mistakes, that they're being rectified then and there. All right, so they both build. The market of credit building tools and methods is growing rapidly with countless opportunities available and new ones emerging consistently. But what value do these tools truly offer? Can they effectively help you build or rebuild credit after financial setbacks? Are they worth the investments or do they fall short of expectations? More importantly, what are the most reliable and proven strategies for strengthening your credit profile? Oh, that was so awesome. Okay, they both build. Secured products build. You just, again, have to be very, very strategic and understand all of what comes with that secured product. Basically, real quick, you are securing it with your own resources. Now, there's something that I found out that I don't like, and we're going to be working with the CFPB and working with the regulators as the years go on to remove one of these elements. And one of those elements is it's a secured product. So you're securing it, but what they're doing with that secured resources that you give them, they're putting it in escrow, making money off of your money, and then they're going to give you a loan to secure that you're securing, which I think it goes above what the method and the understanding is. When I say above, I mean it goes above to help them and not really you. But you got to be more strategic in understanding how that plays out. Nevertheless, when we get what we need, which is removing that deposit, because there should be no reason why someone's giving you a loan after you've given them your money. That's not what secured is. And I think there's a lot of misunderstandings behind that, but it's purpose misunderstanding from the entity. But nevertheless, still a great way to build. get with me after this program, or when you have some free time, make time to let's discuss that either in more depth. All right. An unsecured product is your traditional understanding. You go to a bank, you go to a financial institution, and you get an unsecured product because your credit is good, and they give you that credit product, that transaction building credit product. And from there, you're able to do about what you need. But nevertheless, responsible, manage your credit effectively so you do not find yourself in a situation where you may be upside down, or you may find yourself in a default or in an adverse circumstance due to how you manage that credit. But nevertheless, if you found yourself in some form of a hardship, there's always a way to get out. And if you have never found yourself in, congratulations, kudos to you. Keep managing it in that manner. But both products build, secure as well as unsecured. These questions are critical for everyone striving to build or recover their credit. Let's dive deeper to explore the potential benefits and limitations of these tools, as well as the circumstances in which they can be more effective. My apologies for that. So we got some credit basics. All right. I tell all of my students, and they look at me like I'm crazy sometimes, but to see that illumination in their eyes, in how they're engaged in a lot of the subject matter that I'm talking about. Our kids are hungry. Our kids are eager. And that eagerness and that hungriness is what I enjoy. That's why I love doing what I do, which is being an academics professional, which is being an educator, not just an educator of these concepts, what I'm bringing to you here, and what I've also introduced earlier, but also in that preparatory stage of academia. That is one of my ultimate check off boxes that I have enjoyed, and I'm continuously enjoying it. And I can't wait till it truly not just pays off for myself, which it has done immensely, but it pays off for those who make that time to actually get that lesson. So you got to always start off with the basics. If you're thinking about using credit building tools or strategies, it's critical to first understand your credit score, what it is, how it's calculated, and why it matters. All right, so 3 key points. Number 1, your credit score is determined by data contained in credit reports maintained by the 3 major credit bureaus. The 3 major credit bureaus are Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. These reports play a critical role in evaluating your financial trustworthiness, influencing everything from loan approvals to interest rates. Trustworthiness. All right. That means the entity that's giving you this product is trusting you to do the right thing. You will, and it's okay. You will have some ups and downs. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. These ebbs and flows are going to be there. So if you find yourself not have been able to manage it properly, don't get in a hole and keep digging yourself deeper in that hole. Stop, pause, reach out to someone like myself who can help you navigate it and get you back on track. All right. But if you're doing fantastically, again, I'm going to reward and applaud those of you who are already there. But if you're at 800, you should be at 850. If you're at 800 and you have a double-digit interest rate, that means you probably still need to sit down and talk to me. All right. But nevertheless, I'm going to reward you and applaud you for that success. I'm making sure that everyone this year who really wants, who can hear my voice either now or hear my voice after the program is over, or decide to go back and review these recordings as time goes on. Listening to me is going to help you. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for now. I'm going on my 15th, I'm about in my 20th year now of helping individuals do what they need to do when it comes to that financial understanding. All right, number 2, the information in your credit report is derived from trade lines reported by your creditors, which play a critical role in sharing your overall credit profile. These trade lines provide detailed insights into your credit history, including the types of credit accounts you hold, your payment history, and the amounts you owe. Understanding and maintaining the data within your trade lines is essential. So I really want you to start using the verbiage that's being used when you see these entries on your credit report. These are called trade lines. Every item on your credit report is a trade line. So it's helping you with navigating that space, trading the understandings properly. And I'm going to always keep going back to two important words: accountability, responsibility. You have to be accountable and you must be responsible, and equally hold those accountable and responsible who are reporting your credit to the various agencies as well. You'd be surprised with what I know. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised with what I know. So you need to start tuning in, not just often to this show, but I keep saying as well, I got a dear colleague, and I'm going to take a few seconds to introduce that dear colleague. She won't be joining us, but she will be joining us in another show. That is Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse, Access Wealth Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, brilliant, bright, intelligent, smart, Black woman who was on Wall Street, and who probably, if I'm not mistaken, she said many times, one of the first on Wall Street. She's here to help every single soul, along with myself. But I always got to up Dr. B because of the importance of who she is to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, got to get on board. Not minimizing what we do here, because we're in different categories. I'm not a jack of all trades, and nor will I ever try to be a jack of all trades. I'm going to stay particular to subject matters that I have already engaged in. And now, as you can see, the verbiage coming out of my mouth, this is like water, folks, because when you know it that good, when you understand it that well, it's like you turned on the spigot and it won't stop. That's how I operate. But Dr. Yana B, whole new level. Tune into her show, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I gotta say. Tune into Access Wealth Nation on this time slot, but it's on Thursday. So let's get back to point 3. Credit scoring agencies such as FICO and VantageScore calculate your credit scores by utilizing a variety of proprietary scoring models. Again, proprietary. They're not sharing it. They're keeping it for themselves. So which means ultimately there's probably a lot of manipulation behind that. So you have to be a bit more strategic in understanding how and what they're doing. And if it affects you in a negative, then you must be able to address it, report it, do what you need to do. That's where we come back in again. So it's proprietary scoring models. These models analyze diverse financial data in distinct ways, which results in multiple credit scores for an individual. Now, come on now, multiple credit scores? You're only one person. So imagine taking a test and getting individuals grading it multiple different ways. You probably wouldn't be too happy about that test. All right, especially if there was some manipulation, deception, and corruption and capitulation going in there. That's only helping those who are grading it, and hurting those who are receiving that grade from their activity or from their work. Each model weighs different factors and uses unique methodologies, leading to variations in how creditworthiness is assessed. So let's think about that for a second. Each model weighs different factors and uses unique methodology. You might as well just say corrupt. You might as well just say manipulative. You might as well say deceptive. But I like the fact that they have thought, oh, well, let's use these brilliant terms and words to confuse individuals. Oh, no confusion here. We are fully on point. The impact of these scores extend far beyond lending decisions, influencing everything from loan approval and interest rates to insurance premiums and rental agreements. Understanding the intricacies of these scoring systems is essential for both consumer and financial institutions alike. Before I continue, I just want to send a heartfelt understanding to all of those in the pathway of all these fires out there in California. I own a home in Simi Valley, California, and Ventura County has now been issued a warning. And before I left the home here in New York, I was given the understanding that there was some major winds after the show. I definitely will be calling out to my people out there in California. But Again, to everyone in the pathway of these fires, my heart is, it pours out to you. I feel for you, and I know you're going to be going through some circumstances, and I do hope that the government decides to do what it needs to do. But if that all fails, please know that you have a trusted, a advocate for you to make sure that you get back everything. When it said these insurance premiums, for what I've heard over the last couple of days, it's heartbreaking that individuals have paid their premiums, they've paid their insurance, they've done what they needed to do, and due to no fault of their own, they've been hit by a natural disaster. Governor Newsom, you're doing everything that you possibly can. Thank you so much. California residents and California legislators, all of you. Thank you for how you're helping out. Thank you to everyone across this nation. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Mexico. Thank you, everyone who's coming to the aid of the United States and California in these times of this natural disaster. So I wanted to mention that because it was really near and dear to my heart. All right, so before you begin exploring credit building tools, it's critical to first understand how credit scores work. Taking the time or making the time to learn about them will equip you with the knowledge needed to make informed decisions and effectively manage your financial health. Understanding credit scores can significantly impact your ability to secure loans, qualify for favorable interest rates, and achieve long-term financial stability. And that's what it's really all about. Long-term financial stability. Also understand something, folks. Your initial investment doesn't pay off in the first month. It doesn't pay off in the first 6 months. Sometimes it doesn't even pay off in the first year. You got to give it time, and you have to stay consistent. When you start this process, believe me when I tell you, those algorithms that are analyzing to making sure that you don't stay on point, they're going to do what they need to do, but you have to do what you must do. And that consistency piece is a must. You must stay consistent. If you start this process and you know every 30 to 45 days, that is when that update or that is when that review is being handed down to your credit report, you need to be on point with that. And we'll talk more about that in other shows as we build out our 2025 agenda. Right, so how does building credit and methods impact financial growth? Credit building tools and methods are essential for establishing and enhancing your credit score by adding new trade lines, which are records of your credit activity to your credit report. Since your credit score is determined by the information reflected in these trade lines, having too few or no record can result in an inability to generate scores. So what they mean, you could actually be someone who has no credit score. And if you have no credit score, you need to be looking into why you don't. If you do have a credit score and it's not where it needs to be, you need to be looking into why is that. And if you do not know how, well, again, I'm going to constantly keep saying, we're here to assist you in that area. We're here to guide you along that pathway. These credit building strategies can help populate your credit report with sufficient data, either generating a score where none exists before or improving an existing score. By strategically using your tools, you can establish a strong foundation for your credit history, unlocking better financial opportunities. Taking care of that credit is like, it's like I have no children, so for me, credit is one of my children. All right. It's just that serious. Now, again, some people may say, well, how can you equate your credit to your child? I love my children. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to start loving that credit profile too. You got to start putting that same energy and attention towards that credit profile, because what you do now will help those children that you have later by implementing these basic strategies and allowing them to sit at that dinner table and have these conversations with you, sit wherever it may be. I heard something that was so important. Rich folks talk about money all the time. Poor people talk about issues, concerns, problems. Rich folks talk about money all the time. Poor people talk about debt. We have to change our trajectory and our understanding about how money works. And it's going to happen with what we do starting today. What you do starting at the beginning of the year. I said it. We're not having or making New Year's resolutions. We're making necessary course corrections. So using the 3 types of trade lines, a key to financial success. Revolving credit trade lines, such as credit cards, allow you to borrow repeatedly up to a preset limit, offering flexibility for ongoing expenses. Installment credit trade lines, on the other hand, are structured loans like student loans and auto loans, which you borrow a fixed amount up front and repay it in regular monthly installments. And then you have the alternative trade lines representing a significant innovation in credit reporting. They enable individuals to report non-traditional payments such as a rent or utility bill to credit bureaus. These accounts fall under the category of open trade lines and provide a unique opportunity to build or improve credit profiles using financial activity outside conventional credit products. So again, you have your revolving credit products, which most of us who are dealing or living in that space of credit have, because it revolves. That means I got a limit. And as long as I don't max out that limit, I still have things available to me, but it revolves because by the 30th day, I have to start bringing down that amount. Don't want to do just the minimum. If I'm maxed, I want to do at least 73%. I want to free up 73% all the time. That means you have to bring your limit down to 23%. And we'll talk about that math obviously in another setting, but I wanted you to get the full gist, the basics, not the full gist, but the basics of what you have to do. Limit times 23%, you free up that amount. It's going to look it's going to look ideal to the credit reporting agencies because you're doing not just the minimum, again, not teetering. One month you're here, next month you're there, but you're meeting a consistent understanding of bringing down that amount to a amount that the industry wants. The industry says 30%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking it down just a little bit further, 23%. And as I say, we'll talk more about how that works in an upcoming show. All right, so credit scoring models favor revolving and installment accounts while overlooking alternative accounts, limiting your impact on your credit score. Like I say it all the time. Why is it that rent is not, and why has it been mandatory that rent, FTC, or maybe not the FTC, but the Better Business Bureau, heck, we're going to put them all in there, FTC, Better Business Bureau, and the CFPB. How is it that, and the United States government, Congress, how is it that you can say, well, mortgage is important because that's what people own, but your rent is not important enough to be reported? I guarantee you, if you gave the middle class, the ever-eroding middle class, if you gave the working poor, if you gave the full-time homeless who have substantial income or decent income or good income or even horrible income, if you gave them the opportunity to have their rent reported, do you know how much you would be increasing in revenue on a regular basis for all of where we go and what we do? You'd be opening up a bucket full of opportunities for multiple individuals. So one of these alternatives is your rent. One of these alternatives is your utilities. Why in the world are utilities not being reported in the manner in which they should? Why is your cell phone not being reported? Why is your cable bill not being reported? That's a question that a lot of us need to be asking. And I hope that we're asking it, not only just asking it amongst our friends and family, that we share it in a community setting one day. Have a YouTube, have a Meta, have a possible, depending on whether or not TikTok is going to get banned, but have a conversation that surrounds us around these essential questions. Because a lot of us could truly benefit from having our rent and our utilities and other expenses that we give out on a regular basis, month to month to month to month to month, being reported. But they would rather say, nah, nope. We're just going to use the traditional methods that we've always used. And even though you may have had some problems, and we're going to constantly keep sabotaging you along the way. Doesn't work. And it's not going to work as we move into a brand new generation. Generation Alpha started the very first day of January. So should we repeat the horror shows of the past generations, or should we be focusing on new, improved advancements that's going to help every single person who wants that? So, effective tools and strategies for building credit, how to choose and use them wisely. Every credit building tool and method adds a single trade line to your credit report. Here are 2 ways it happens. All right. So, enhancing your credit through existing accounts. Credit building tools that report rent, utilities, and subscription payments can add accounts you're already managing to your credit profile, to your credit report, boosting your credit profile. So those things need to start happening. They need to start happening. And they're only going to happen when people like myself and individuals like you, who tune in to these types of shows and start addressing those very concerns. If they're not being reported and you're paying it on a monthly basis, you have zero leverage. If they're being reported and you're paying them on a monthly basis, you know how much leverage you create for yourself. You know how the landlords will become your allies. And I keep telling everybody who's a landlord, you should not be a foe. You should not be going back and forth with your tenants. You should be doing everything you can to make sure that you have good tenants who are paying on a regular basis. So you need to get out of your way and need to stop being lazy, or I'm going to say, yes, lazy, because this is revenue generating opportunities for both parties. Help out. Stop being obstacles. And number 2, adding new accounts. Some credit building tools introduce new accounts to your credit report, often requiring you to take on additional debt. It's okay if that debt's being managed properly. If you are being accountable to yourself and responsible to your credit profile, that's fine. We can add those debts. We can bring that in. And we also got to work on making sure that if your income is not enough, that you're not exhausting yourself with high credit cards. If you're just allocating credit cards to certain activities, you're going to find yourself somewhere where you probably never thought you would be, which is at an exceptional understanding of where your credit profile can be. 800 credit scores are not something that's impossible. They are very much possible. But it's up to you to decide how you want to go about that and how you are going to use the basics of credit knowledge to get you to that point. So, key factors to prioritize in building, Key features to prioritize in any credit building tools. So, reporting to all 3 bureaus maximizes your credit potential. Can you afford the payment? Credit building tools often require payments. Missing them can harm both your credit and your financial stability. So it's really important to maximize the responsibility and the opportunities that come with getting credit. And if you do this, if you start early, if you embed it into your psyche and your methodology and your understanding, and you stay consistent, I'm already telling you, things that can happen are amazing. And this is your year to be financially amazing if you want it. Interest rates and fees, building credit should empower you financially. Not burden you with extra cost. Again, let's talk about that. Interest rates and fees. Building credit should empower you financially. If you're meeting the understandings, that creates more leverage, which you are then able to go to these credit card companies and say, hey, I've been with you for 6 months. I've been with you for a year. I've been with you for 2 years. I've been with you for 25 years. We need to lower those interest rates. Because how are you in a relationship with somebody and all they're doing is giving you a little peck on the cheek? Every day you come in the house, hi, honey, oh, little peck on the cheek. You don't get the full service love of being in that relationship. And when you are dealing with banks, when you are dealing with financial institutions, when you are dealing with the credit reporting agencies and the debt collectors, they're not showing you full service love when it comes to your financial understanding. So you need to start separating. We need to start separating ourselves from those who can't understand. I'm in this relationship for the whole relationship. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. So opt for loans with 12-month terms or longer to boost credit impact, but prioritize affordability. Okay, if you need to switch because your credit card company is telling you, well, there's nothing we can do, and stop getting into the back and forths with those who are not decision makers. All right, stop. I'm the CEO of here. I'm the CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery. I'm the CEO of Yonkers Young Entrepreneurs. I'm the co-facilitator of our Leverage Investing Club. Okay? I'm a decision maker, and I get to say yay or nay. Stop going back and forth with those who are your customer service agents. Nothing. We're not minimizing them. Or your supervisors. Not minimizing them. We're going to give them their due diligence. But you need to be making sure you're talking to a decision maker. And if you're not talking to a decision maker, jot that down. I created a nice spreadsheet if you want to join me in one of those sessions of how to create your own understanding of documenting this properly and to whom you're talking to, why they're not. So if you do find yourself in hardship, and you may find yourself in front of a court, you'll have all your documentation in a row. And trust me when I tell you, they're having theirs, so why shouldn't you have yours? So we really got to stop having these crazy conversations with people who make no decisions. They just tell you, oh, nothing we can do, nothing we can do, nothing we can do. Oh, there's absolutely way more than they can do. And you need to be more understanding of saying, hey, you know what? I'll jump ship. I will definitely go somewhere where they are going to give me the opportunity of zero interest for 12 months or 24 months or 36 months. Things are going to start happening when you make them happen. How is your data protected? Ensure a transparent privacy policy safeguards your personal information for unauthorized sales. They'll do it to you all the time. They will smack you down, telling you all the time, well, hey, nothing we can do. It looks like you charged it. Come on now, people. That's old news, old news. We're not playing around dealing with old news any longer. We're protecting our privacy. We're safeguarding our credit understanding, and we're building upon that new knowledge that we have. So building credit requires effective management of both new and existing accounts. So master the art of using your tools for maximum input. Adding trade lines alone won't effectively build credit properly. Management is key, and here's how to do it right. So always pay. Timely payments are important. Always pay on time. Timely payments are important, critical factors in building and maintaining a strong credit score. Timely. If you can't make that 23%, meaning freeing up that 77%, then definitely focus on making sure that you are making at least the minimum payment. Yes, the minimum payment will still save you. Now, there's still some understandings that, again, I tell everybody, you need to know minimum payments, they will prevent you from getting that late fee, but there are still some negatives that come with just making the minimum. You don't free up that much availability when it comes to the utilization of your credit. So it's really important to make sure once you allocate these cards, pay them in the manner in which is going to allow for your pocket not to take too much of a hit, but it allows for you to maximize the understanding of building that credit. Diversified credit accounts aim to maintain both a revolving account and installment accounts to ensure your credit mix and strength of your credit profile. Yes, credit mix. There are 5 factors in that credit profile that you technically should be paying attention to. Those 5 factors are really super important, and that credit mix is equally important. Having a diverse credit profile of different credit items. A single person needs and should have anywhere between 5 and 8 credit products. Again, mix of different credit products. A family of 4, 2 should have something in the range of 8 to 12 credit products, different credit products. That means you're diversifying. All right. Are the payments manageable? Many credit building tools and strategies involve payments, but if they strain your budget, they could harm both your credit and the overall financial health. So I tell individuals as well, don't go out there getting $20,000, $30,000 credit cards all because it looks cool. If you're not making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, and $400,000, it's not cool. It is not cool in any sense of the word. It is not cool at all to have a credit card that you can't bring down to the minimum understanding of that 23%. Okay? So it's really important to make sure that you're getting credit cards, you're being responsible, you're being accountable, but also you're being smart, wise, and savvy as to how you're allocating them. Focus on making sure that you can pay those bills with them. Your utility bills, your cable bill, your cell phone bill. Have a credit card for your going out with the missus or with your favorite whomever. Have a credit card for gifting. Have a credit card for your kids. But again, put nice, manageable amounts. Should anything happen with your income, you're still able to meet your responsibility and your obligations to those credit card companies by not just making the minimum payment, not just teetering, making that 50%, 1 month of here, next month of here, 1 month of here. No, you want to be consistent with making sure that you're paying 77%, meaning you're freeing up 77% of your credit, leaving 23% available. So that allows for you to say, woo, look at me every single 30 to 45 days. The industry is going to reward you. You're going to even reward yourself. And if you do this religiously, you're going to set the next generation up for further financial success. Monitor your credit utilization. Aim to keep balances on revolving accounts below that 30%. I was just talking about it. Of your credit limit. Ideally, even lower credit utilization plays a critical role in determining your credit score. 23%. As your credit score goes up, you start giving them less and less and less. Those of you who are in that 800, I'm challenging you. If you're in 800 credit score or higher, and you still got double-digit credit cards, I need you to call me. All right, Erykah Badu is giving everybody permission to call Tyrone. So call me. I need you to call me because clearly you're not astute enough to understand. You should have called your credit card company and had that reduced long time ago. But nevertheless, as I said, I'm here to help you. Minimize hard inquiries. Multiple credit applications, including credit building tools, can lead to hard inquiries on your reports, which may negatively impact your credit score. Do not. Again, 5 credit inquiries per year, nothing more. 5 in credit inquiry. If you're having to reach out that much, it shows a little bit of desperation, okay? We should not be showing on our credit reports that we're desperate. Imagine again, you like someone so much. Oh my God, that person is so beautiful. That person is so handsome. That person is whatever. And you go to that person and you say, hey, you know what? I really find you attractive. I really find you adorable. I really like you. And that person says, hey, you know what? I'm so flattered. Oh my God, that is so nice of you. But, you know, I'm in a relationship or it's not my type. And it's okay. It is fine. But doing that with your credit over and over and over and over and over is the exact same thing. Because eventually that person who says, you know what, I'm flattered, I'm in awe, thank you so much for that. If you went back a week later and said, hey, you know what, I still find you attractive, you want to go out, and that person still tells you, no, you know, not my type. And then you do it again, 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 you become a nuisance. You become one who looks desperate. I'm not saying that at some point, that person may say, well, you know what? Yeah, let me go ahead and give it a shot. But nevertheless, do not put yourself out there looking desperate when it comes to credit. So remain within that 5 credit inquiries per year. If you can't get that product, then you definitely need to be talking to me so that I can help you with managing and looking inside your credit profile and finding out what happened, what's going on. Why are you not getting the success that you should be getting if your credit profile is ideal? Stay on top of your credit report. Regularly review for errors to protect your financial health. I've already told you, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian have been sued more times than almost any entity that I can possibly even think of. Sued. Why? Because of manipulation, because of fraud, because of deception, because of the most irresponsible behavior from these entities. But CFPB, again, Consumer Financial Protections Bureau, we appreciate them, we like them, but nevertheless, are they really, really holding these companies accountable? FTC, we like them, we appreciate them, we know that they have a tough job to do as a regulatory body, but are they really holding these companies accountable? Well, they're only going to do that if we hold them accountable. Again, your financial health is at stake. And what you do is going to either put that at ease or it's going to make it worse. And I'm all with the ease part, but I don't mind making it worse for them. I do not mind making it worse for Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, for the FTC, for the CFPB, with taking tens, if not hundreds of millions of consumers and literally putting their feet to the fire and letting them know, no, we, the consumer, will no longer accept the understanding that you have been perpetrating for the last decades. Cease to exist. We got to do more to protect ourselves. All right, be patient. Building credit is a gradual process. Ignore the quick fix myths you hear online. There is no instant solution to improving your credit. Bottom line, none, zero, none. If you hear no credit scores or a limited credit history, credit building tools are essential to jump-starting your credit journey. Even small changes can make a big difference. All right. I'm here to tell you, folks, I've seen it myself. I went from 3 to 5, from 5 to 8, from 8 back down to 3. Yes, my journey, because what I do with my credit profile, most people would say, you're crazy. You are insane. But I'm in the business of learning. I'm in the business of understanding why our credit profiles even take such hits. I'm in the business of getting so knee deep in Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian's rectum so that we have a full understanding of what they're doing that's harming consumers. I'm so deep in it, making sure that CFPB and FTC, and I can't wait, and I'm asking Congress, please, Financial Committee, I'm asking y'all, please invite me one day. Send me an email, Leverage Credit Recovery. Send me an email, invite me, because I can't wait to let you guys know we've caught on, ladies and gentlemen. We've caught on to those of you who are congressional leaders, those of you who are elected officials. We've caught on to your investments. You invest in these companies. So it's challenging for you to regulate these companies when they're giving you some type of dividends in return. I get it. I understand it. It's perfectly okay. I get it. Got it. But it should not be. That's why we have an emoluments clause for the president, and we should have something equally for individuals who take on public service, but yet they're still capitalizing off of the very entities that they're supposed to be regulating. We get it. We understand it. And now we're asking you to cease. All right. So if you have poor credit and a high number of trade lines, adding new ones is is unlikely to improve your credit in credit score. Okay. So that means don't go out there if your credit is already low. Don't go out there inquiring. Don't go out there trying to get, because all that's going to do is keep it in that low category. Let's focus on rebuilding. Let's focus on making time. Let's focus on being accountable. Let's focus on being responsible in the building methods, in the technology, and using the technology, of course. But that methodology is what's really important. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we're wrapping this up, and again, an hour goes so fast when you are engaged in your subject matter. And clearly you can tell, brother's engaged. Brother knows, I told you that spigot came on and it won't stop until that 7 o'clock time frame comes around, to where the spigot gets turned off, and not by me, but by the program Understanding. And because there's another show that's coming right after this. But again, if you have a question, we got about 9 more minutes, and I'd love to answer some of those questions if you have. All right, so focus on better managing your existing accounts to see meaningful improvement. If you do that, you know what you're doing? You're doing the business. If you do what we just asked, what we just went through over this last 49 minutes. If you're doing that, you're going to be exceptional. Your credit profile is going to be exactly where it needs to be. It's going to continue in that upwards trajectory. Credit is a rocket ship. It is not a roller coaster, right? And we got to get off of this roller coaster and focus on that upwards trajectory when it comes to building and maintaining a proof positive credit profile. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this goes quick. This goes real quick, and I'm going to go back to one or two of those slides just to hone in on some of those things that I need you to walk away with. And one of those things that I need you to walk away with is that how to stay in contact with us, those who are helping you, those who are making sure that you have what you need to have. And to do that, our contact information is 805-428-9424. That's our phone number, 805-428-9424. Don't hesitate. Text me, send me, or call me. I prefer that individuals go through the calendar, which I'll be sharing that in a later session. Equally, use our email, leveragecreditrecovery@gmail.com. Use that email. Send us an email. Hey, I got some questions. I got some issues with my credit profile, and I'd love for someone to sit down with us. And equally, using I like to call it our website, but our websites are being recreated. We want to make them more inviting. We want to make them less noisy and keeping them focused on that core product, which is that financial literacy and also that credit understanding. So use our Linktree, linktr.ee/leverage credit recovery. As I said, these programs go so fast, but nevertheless, as they move and as we move, here are some of the social media outlets that I would really appreciate. If you do happen to see us on there, send us a hello, give us a like, give us a follow, stay engaged. Let's build our community as we go from one opportunity to the next opportunity, from one opportunity to the next opportunity. Help us get that word out there that 2025 is your year. It is your year to make as much money as you want to make. It's up to you. It's your year to find yourself in a much better financial situation by addressing the concerns that the past has not allowed for you to do because of the help or the assistance that you were unable to obtain. Here is your roadmap. And I, along with the other individuals that I've already mentioned, they're going to be there to help you. Soul City Network is going to be there to help you. That's why it's producing this fantastic show here. Access Wealth Mason is going to be there to help you. That's why I always make sure that you know about Dr. Yana B. Woodhouse and that fabulous understanding that she brings to her show. And don't forget about that wonderful book that she has out there as well, How Money Works. Stop being a sucker. Ever wonder why they give you lollipops at the banks? Well, there you have it, folks. So join us on our variety of different social media outlets. We have TikTok. And hey, who knows? TikTok may be with us, may not be with us. Good luck on that. We have, I'm still calling it Twitter, but it's called X. Good luck on that one with removing all of their what is it again? Fact checking. All right. We are here on Instagram. Instagram is, again, a Meta product, and Meta also is in that realm now space of fact checking questionable understandings. YouTube, good friend. Tumblr. Those of you who may or may not know Tumblr, we write for Tumblr, and Snapchat. So we're on a variety of different social media platforms, and we're asking you to like, we're asking you to follow, we're asking you to join in the conversation. Do your part. Because I'm telling you, if you do your part, those of us who are all about making sure that you, your family, your neighbors, again, so many people can benefit from just you who decides to tune in to then give them that knowledge. It's up to you. We are a nation of individuals who are, I'm going to say it, we are so good at holding on. And I think it's now time for us to release and let go of the valuable information that could find its way into someone else's hand. So with that being said, I want to thank you. I want to really sincerely thank everyone who makes the time to join in these conversations. And I'm hoping that you continue to keep making the time. Please keep coming back. Please keep doing your part. And equally, let's grow this base. Let's grow what we already know, and let's make sure it finds itself in the hands of those who are going to truly benefit it from the most. And that is our youth of color in marginalized communities. That is our working poor. That is our ever eroding middle class. That is our full-time working homeless. Yes, that is a category. While we're creating, while they're creating categories in that upper echelon, we now have a category called the uber wealthy. While we have rampant homelessness, while we have rampant poverty, while we have rampant unemployment, not going to say to a degree where it was, but those numbers did tick up. I think it was a point. But nevertheless, we can and should be doing better because we know better. And when you know better, you should what? Thank you very much. You should do better. And I'm hoping that this year, not a New Year's resolution year, but a course correction year, that you course correct, that you find those opportunities that are out there and you make time to address what circumstances and conditions that might be preventing you from that stability that you are so desperately seeking. My name is Tyrone Glover, ladies and gentlemen, and I am the Dress Down CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery. I am so grateful to be a part of your financial journey. And I want to share with you one more thing before I let you go. We are a full-fledged nonprofit organization, and that organization is Yonkers Young Entrepreneurs. We are working with our current schools or with the schools, and hopefully we'll be adding more to the understanding of the schools. And I want to thank Riverside High School for allowing me the opportunity to be one of their educators and also one of their club members. I have a financial literacy club at our school, and I can't thank the community. I can't thank the Board of Education. I can't thank, there's so many people out there to thank. So I'm thanking you all for everything that you do, everything that you continue to do. And I wish you all safe, wonderful journeys as you go about your understanding in this financial world. And as we get ready to introduce a new individual who's going to be taking over in that White House. So with that being said, California, near and dear to my heart. Yonkers, New York, near and dear to my heart. The United States of America, near and dear to my heart. And I wish you all a wonderful and safe understanding. Be safe, America.